Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Geeks Around. My name is Deanna Jackson. I am your executive producer. We are, of course, here to talk all about the latest episode of The Walking Dead, Isolation. I really like this episode. This should be a great discussion. We actually have a fairly just core Geeks Around centric crew here today. Let's just go through the introductions. Matt Moore, what's going on?
Not much. For some reason, I did not expect you to introduce me first, and then I realized, oh, that's right, I'm one of the hosts.
Well, it's like, I started taking a sip from the beer. I couldn't help it.
I'm currently 15 feet away from you, so things are good.
If that. Todd Grundle, what's up, man?
Nothing much. I am happy to say I'm on board with the season now and enjoying the hell out of it. I was on the edge of my seat last night.
That's what's up.
Or this morning, actually.
Right. I got you. Also joining us, our community forum moderator, Knuckles Goldberg. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? Back from my sabbatical.
Yeah, it's good to see you back, man. Going on with the community vibe, we have easily the #1 poster in the Geeks Around community, Isaiah Malone. What's up,
Yo,
man?
I'm doing great, man. Personally, I love this episode. Much better from a couple episodes from the past week. It's actually this one best ones.
I really couldn't agree more. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I think we all agree that this episode was a pretty damn good one. We kind of picked up this one right from where we left off on the previous one. 2 people are dead, and Tyrese ain't happy.
Thank God.
All right, and I was like, before we even get into that, I want to touch on something we were talking about last week. It's like, those of you that are really hardcore into the comics were pissed off because y'all were saying that Tyrese was a pussy, and they kind of pussified Tyrese. After this episode, do you still have that complaint?
Isaiah, you want to take it?
I was trying to say, no, because he finally found his balls. Like, yay, he finally found his balls, and I'm happy for he changed his mode. I mean, good character development for him. Really good one. So I'm really proud of that department.
Yeah, I think it was necessary, especially him coming in this late in the game. They had to pussify him to make him a badass, although I definitely was expecting to see him standing atop a pile of zombie bodies. For that, I am a little disappointed, but I'm just so glad we're finally, hopefully, maybe getting Tyrese, and him and Rick bonded in a way that makes up for their lack, because the ass beating they delivered to each other, that's a real bonding experience, you know?
Yeah, it happened in the comics as well, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Rick fucked Tyrese up pretty good, swore one of the boys' eyes shut. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, that's a good hit.
I tell you, this is the first time I actually feared for Daryl. I was like, oh shit, Daryl's about to get his ass kicked.
No, it's like I actually like that part. It's like, I mean, I like the fact that that Daryl was the one keeping his cool. It's like, even when Tyrese had him up against the thing, Carol and Rick were gonna come in and do something, and Daryl's like, holding them off behind Tyrese's back. He's like, no, it's cool, just calm down, it's gonna be okay. I mean, because it's like, I mean, let's be fair, Tyrese has a perfectly legitimate reason for being fucking furious right now.
Right, he's like a lumberjack on stage.
And it was pretty badass. It was pretty badass how Daryl got behind him right away. I thought that was a real good tactic. The moment it seemed like Tyrese might be a powder keg, Daryl's like directly behind him, ready to strike, you know?
Right.
Yeah, Tyrese definitely lashing out, and because he was pissed.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fair, given that, you know, the woman that he was interested in just got, you know, murdered and set on fucking fire.
Oh, he also knew the other guy too. I forgot the other guy's name, but he knew him as close too. So he lost his best friend and his supposed love interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our boy ain't happy, and he is determined to get to the heart of who committed this nefarious deed.
Yeah.
In the meantime, the rest of the camp has
I bet it was
a bigger
a
problem to deal with.
You wish, but close.
That's what it all boils down to. Good God.
Last week I totally thought it was the skinny black dude, but then I realized that the skinny black dude was Tyrese's son, and then that
No, he's not.
made me realize
No,
it
he's
couldn't have
not.
been him.
Who,
No,
Bob Stuckey?
sir.
Stop. Stick
No,
it
no,
out.
no. It's like, see, and it's like, I will say this right now for fucking Todd and Isaiah. I fucking told you. It's like last week, I remember, y'all were all about this. Bob Stuckey, he's the one that blames. Bob Stuckey. I told y'all motherfuckers that it was a red herring.
I will.
He had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, Victor, before we even get into who the actual person is responsible for this, because I told y'all motherfuckers.
But I will defend myself by saying I covered my ass because I said, as far as that goes, it could be Bob or who it actually was. So I did call that in a half of a aspect, but I still believe it's Bob who did the rats.
I was hoping it wasn't that X person, but you was right. You was right.
Didn't he keep calling Tyrese when Tyrese was in the car? I know that's a little bit farther into the episode.
You call him Ty.
Wait, what?
I thought he was calling his dad over and over again.
No, he's calling him Ty.
Later.
No, he's calling him Ty. Instead of saying Tyrese, he's calling him Ty.
Yeah, that's what was going on. So I mean, we have at this point a lot of people sick at the camp. A lot of people are going to die that I probably don't care too much about. But my boy Glenn is sick too, and Tyrese's sister. This is not good.
Right.
They're safe.
Yeah, but I won't make it. But Herschel, he been taking care of people.
Yeah,
really
his daughter ain't really too happy about that.
That's what I like about Herschel. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm gonna help these people. I don't give a fuck what no one says. I'm taking care of them.
They understood it in their little talk between the doors.
Right.
They just basically said, doing what he's got to do.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there's no one else that can do it other than him. It's like, Dr. S is up in there with everyone else, and other than Herschel, there's no one else to do it.
They need a vet for this.
Yeah.
Not a human doctor. They need a vet.
Dr. S ain't helping anybody. He's too gone himself.
Oh, yeah, he's
Who?
gone. Dr. S? Yeah.
The new doctor?
Oh. I think he's going to survive, too. I think Dr. S, Tyrese's sister, and Glenn, of course. And of course, Herschel. No, maybe Herschel will finally get the axe, so I'll call 50-50, but those three are surviving this outbreak for sure.
Herschel has to stay longer. He's too likable. He's too lovable.
He's our new Dale.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
yes.
only he's much less annoying than Dale.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
He's more like a Jedi than a whiny little bitch.
He had some great acting in the episode. I mean, I know we saw that scene with his little speech in the promos about 1,000 times, but in the context of the episode, it was actually pretty badass.
Yeah, it was.
Did I say badass a lot in this? Am I turning it into dude bro right now? This is what happens when I drink a couple beers. I start dude broing and saying badass.
Yeah, guy dude bro.
It's coming out with rad next. I'm telling you, the next thing I say is gonna be a rad moment.
Not rad.
As long as you don't get to Cowabunga, I won't have to kick you out of this hangout.
All right, good.
Oh God, no.
Now somebody's gonna say it. Watch, I know y'all motherfuckers.
I'll say one thing.
The only thing I have to say about that is I love being a turtle.
Hey, no, I'm not vanilla ice. I'm good.
Let me push it back into the conversation. I will say Cowabunga to the idea of Daryl and Michonne. I'm really seeing them as the future. What a power couple.
Oh, wait a second. Like you mean like not just ass kicking together, but an actual relationship forming there?
Oh yeah, Carol's done for.
Angry fucking.
I have to admit, it's like I'd kind of be behind that too, but I also like this kind of new vibe of the trio of ass kickers now. It's like, I mean, we saw Michonne and Daryl having this conversation about sort of accepting Tyrese in their fold, and I think he's kind of proved himself with the events of this particular episode.
Oh yes,
as deserving to be one of them, one of the ass kickers of the group.
Yeah, a new leader, really.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it could eventually get to that point. But right now,
been a big
he's definitely
theme.
one of the soldiers.
Yeah.
That actually reminded me. Herschel was talking about. Actually, Maggie was, but Herschel was talking about how everybody has a job to do and how everybody has to do that job. And I realized you have this core group of ass kickers, and you have the people that are the leaders, and you have people like Maggie who fit into the I do a little bit of everything kind of situation. And I don't know. I find it kind of cool that each of these people have adopted these very strict roles. I just think it's kind of cool.
It is. And did you know Rick is not in the council? I found that out on Talking Dead. Did you guys pick that up? Because I didn't
Yeah,
from the show.
I picked that up too as well because I know why too.
Oh.
Okay, actually, I did not pick that up. So who does
So we're on the same boat.
consist of? I mean, obviously Herschel. Who else?
I think it's Herschel, Carol, Daryl.
Tyrese's sister.
Tyrese's sister, yeah, she's in the council.
And not Glenn.
Maybe Glenn.
Maybe, but yeah, Glenn's in that too. Yeah, I take that back.
I did not pick that up at all. It's like, I mean, was that directly mentioned? It's like, I mean, I'm not doubting it.
Gail Hurd said it on Talking Dead that she made a point to mention when they were talking about the council and about how leadership was a theme or whatnot. She said, and Rick's not on the council, if you notice. And I was like, I didn't.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did not.
Well, I think I was going to say, never actually showed a council meeting.
Yes, they have.
Twice, but brief.
About the sickness, though, yeah.
At one point, Herschel actually had to inform Rick that the council was having a meeting. And that's how you know that Rick didn't know that Rick isn't on the council, because of the fact that he had to be told about the meeting when he would have known about it already.
Well, I thought he was. It's like when I saw that scene myself, I thought he was being told about the council meeting because he was expected to attend. It's like, oh, by the way, there's this meeting, so you should probably get your motherfucking ass in here. I didn't know it was. Yeah, we're doing this thing, and I just wanted to let you know, but fuck you, you're not invited because you're not one of us, so.
I wouldn't say not invited, but he's just he's out there completely. Like, Rick is he's like a wild card at times. His mind can be gone.
Yeah, I think maybe after the events of last season, I can understand why it wouldn't be a part of the core console at this point because of what happened then. I mean, I don't know, when you start seeing your dead wife and start having conversations with her and shit and completely lose your shit, okay, your leadership ability, I can see that coming into question. Fair enough.
Right, and dictatorship?
Did anyone know that he saw his dead wife?
I don't think so. I think Herschel does.
Herschel, yeah, Herschel had to talk about that. Like,
and does Michonne know? Because Michonne has the same problem. Didn't Michonne know about his phone?
Yeah, they had that conversation actually last season in the episode where they went back to go see
Morgan,
black dude from the premiere.
Morgan,
thank you. Yeah, when they went back to see Morgan during that episode, they had that conversation at the very end of it.
Yeah, and
indeed.
And this always takes the stress off of Rick as well. So that's why the cancel was made in that process. Like, take the stress off of Rick, and they can take care of the other stuff while Rick does Rick stuff.
Exactly. All right, so we have a situation now where they've decided to quarantine all of the people that are coming down with whatever fucking illness this is, including, of course, Glenn, Dr. S, and
I forgot her name.
Yeah, me too.
Tyrese's
sister. I'm just going to keep calling her Tyrese's sister until I remember what her name is. Sasha! That's what it is.
Oh.
Yes!
Yes.
It was going to come to me eventually. I just
call her sexy.
And by come to me eventually, I mean I was going to look down at my Chromebook.
Oh, you want her to come to you eventually. I think we all want her to come to us eventually. And for us.
I wouldn't mind Michonne coming to me eventually, but...
Same here. What about both? I always take both.
That's another story. You can handle that.
I'd pick Sasha over Michonne.
Really? That's the craziest shit you've ever said on this motherfucking show. Shut the fuck up.
No, I
Michonne's too. She's kicking my ass.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's sexy.
Nice. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so we have all these people being quarantined, and Tyrese is still very much adamant about finding out who was responsible for that, but Daryl comes up to him with another interesting proposition. There are some meds and whatnot, as antibiotics, that could be useful in this case. So, of course, we have Michonne and Daryl going out to him, and y'all's favorite person, Bob Stuckey, that y'all can't shut the fuck up about, also going out there with them.
Damn fucking Gail Hurd's fault. I don't like her. And she did something else. I'm going to tell you at the end, if you guys let me. We'll get to that. But she did something else big and bad that was a huge spoiler. This lady, the showrunners are effing up, man. They're effing up.
Hey, wait a second. How so? No, it's like, let's not get to it eventually. Let's go ahead and jump on it now. I'm curious. You got my curiosity.
Well, besides the fact that, look, we haven't had the reveal that Bob Stuckey is from the governor, and they did make that a very open point. So that pees me off. But then on Talking Dead, she said about Carol, when Jack Osborne was saying, hope for kind of future redemption for Carol, saying, this is what you got to do in this world. And she goes, well, Carol's done what she's done, and there's no coming back from that. And the way she said it was very matter of fact to shut down his point as saying there's no future for Carol. Done so. It's pissing me off.
Well, it's like, I mean, well, wait a second. It's like, I'm still confused. Like, where's the spoiler come into that? It's like, I mean, Carol is like, I mean, we're obviously jumping ahead a bit, but as our viewers have already seen this episode anyways, like, I mean, you guys are fully aware that Carol's responsible for what happened here.
Yeah.
Carol made a decision. It's like, and the thing that got me is like, Matt can tell you, I just watched this episode like about an hour ago or so, and the thing that struck me is like at the end, it's like just how matter of fact Carol was about it when Rick finally confronted her with it. It's like, I mean, hey, did you kill these motherfuckers? Carol's like, yes.
Yep.
And
deal with it.
Calmly walked away with her water. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like,
question and answer. Did you want something else? I guess not. Okay, so I'm just gonna go now.
And that's what Jack Osborne commented on, and she was basically add to what the part about there's no coming back for her, to when also Jack said, did she kill them? Like, he thinks that they were already dead, and she clarified, no, they weren't already dead. So she clarified that Carol killed them before they were dead, before they turned, and then she made a point to say, and she's killed, and there's no coming back from that, which to me leads me to deduce that Rick, because his rule is if you kill, you die, Rick is going to have to take her out or something like that, or she's going to be outcast or something.
It has to, because how she said it was so nonchalant. It was like, it was just so.
We lost our fearless leader. Sorry, carry on.
Oh. I was like,
let's go party!
When you saw her expression behind it, it's like, wow, you must be a really cold person. I mean, I understand you're supposed to be cold in that world, but you have to show balance at times. Like, you can't be just some cold-blooded
But that's
killer.
what you do. That's what you do. You burn bodies when there's a plague. It's a tried and true tradition, and it's what people know to do. I really can't blame her for it.
I can't blame her either,
it's a hard fucking decision to make, and it's probably not the right decision to make, but it does seem like she made a hard decision with the group in mind. So for that, I think she should be.
But she's still.
Get out of jail.
I think the problem though is that it seemed like so out of character for her.
Yeah, and when Dr. S
not
killed
for
that
the comic book, her, because she's a psycho in the comic.
Well,
but
she's suicidal, but that's a different story.
We're in a different world.
But when Dr. S killed one of his patients who already died already from the flu, he had to take him. He had to make sure he didn't reanimate. But with Carol's situation, she killed him when he was still alive. She didn't wait till the bodies were like already gone.
But that's necessary. I mean, look,
she
sucks
wasn't
to
trying
kill
to stop. Yeah, it's like it's not like she was trying to stop them from turning or whatnot. She was trying to stop the outbreak, and I can understand the mindset, and that's just really cold. It's like, I mean, I disagree that it's outside of character. Can't talk.
That it's
I disagree that it was outside of character for Carol, given what Carol has been through.
Right.
It's like, I mean, please don't get me started on the Sophia shit. Y'all know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But
Well, she was abusive. She was abusive.
it's like,
Not abusive.
I mean, let's look at it even before that. It's like, I mean, there was her husband before that. There was
Cancer.
And now it's a situation where the sickness is coming in and threatening those that she cares about. And it's like, I've said this myself and I've joked about it. You know, we have all these new people that I don't give a shit about. But in Carol's case, it's like, I mean, storyline-wise, that's true. You have all these new people that she does not give a shit about, but you have all these other people that she does care for because she's been around them for, like, what, in the Walking Dead storyline, we're at, what, like a year and a half, 2 years, somewhere around there?
Close to 2 years.
Roughly. Yeah, close to 2 years.
I don't.
So it's like, I mean, no, go ahead.
No, I'm always the guy who's the asshole in the group. But, you know, I think I can accept these people more than it seems everybody else can. Because I don't need to spend a friggin' season with them to put the story together in my head that, hey, these are human beings going through struggles, you know. So I don't mind all of that. Like, it's not too little story for me. I think they're doing enough.
Oh, it's like, I'm not saying it's too little story. It's like when I'm saying from Carol's side.
But the
internet
is saying that.
Oh, there's nobody then.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck you, internet.
I know.
You know, as we use the internet to do this show live on YouTube. Hi, we love you all. But seriously, fuck you.
Internet.
I mean, if Carol told, well, she's not going to tell Tyrese, but if she told him, like, come on, that would be kind of a hairy situation.
Yeah, see, it's like, I think the thing right now is like, I don't think Rick is going to, how to put this? I don't think Rick is going to necessarily punish Carol for what she did, but try to understand it. But the problem right now is trying to make sure that Tyrese doesn't find out that she did it, which of course is going to happen inevitably anyway. So the real question is, what the fuck is going to happen when Tyrese finds out that Carol is responsible for killing one of his best friends and the woman he cared about? That's going to be a problem.
How did you guys think that Rick actually found out? Because basically all I saw was that he put his hand up to the bloody handprint on the door. That's like pretty much all the detective work that I saw.
Yeah, that wasn't.
He's like
that
Batman.
Wasn't such great detective work.
God damn it, Isaiah! I was totally just about to say that.
He was probably just about to say that.
I
totally was. I was going to say that he pulled out his bat hand analyzer.
Yeah, that was absolutely in my wheelhouse.
He asked her some simple questions that she would ask, and some other tough and weird questions, like, you would protect this group by any means, and she said, yeah. He came to that conclusion, like, did you kill them? And he said, yeah. And what? Nothing. Yeah. That's all I saw.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's like that bit was pretty damn nutty, I have to admit. But his other side of the fence is like, we talked a little bit earlier about how Tyrese kind of proved himself as being, you know, one of the ass kickers, but we didn't talk about how.
Yeah, oh man.
And I think the how is important here. Is like, after things got real busy, is like, I mean, one of the most important things that I wanted to discuss here in this episode was the fucking ginormous crowd of zombies that this group found.
The Horde.
That was so amazing.
I have not seen that many walkers all together in one place in this series' history.
In one shot, too, by the way.
Yeah, in one shot. And there were hundreds of them. So, yeah, Daryl, Michonne, and, you know, and y'all's Bob Stookie and Tyrese were very much like, oh, fucking shit, and tried to get the hell out of Dodge. Only that plan didn't work out. They had to, you know, they had to.
No, I think if you had given, sorry, I think if you had given Tyrese a Red Bull, he could have taken out that entire horde.
The motherfucker was pissed. It was great. It's like everyone else got out of the car, and Tyrese just sat there getting madder and madder and madder. It's like you could just see it in him. It's like just that intensity was building. It's like it wasn't that he was lethargic. He was just getting pissed.
He just didn't give a fuck.
And here he was. He finally had something he could vent all this rage on.
Oof.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Tyrese was all in. It's like, I'm gonna sit here and build this up. I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna fuck up these fucking walkers. That's what's up.
It's clobbering time.
No, it's hammer time.
Hold up, stop. Hammer time.
Hell yeah.
Did anybody else think they left him prematurely though?
Yes.
No.
I thought
Absolutely.
No, they had to go. They
3-2, we win.
I can see where you guys are coming from on that, and it's like in certain situations I'd agree with you, but he was absolutely surrounded by walkers. At that point, I'd have probably left too.
Yeah.
At least two or three swings with Michonne's sword. At least take down a couple of them and then run. Like, help the brother out a little bit.
But they was
and risk another casualty. I mean, it's like losing one out. Losing
like Herschel said.
Huh?
Like Herschel said, it's you choose what you risk your life for. You remember life is worth risking.
And they chose to get the fuck out of there, which quite honestly is the same decision I would have made. It's like I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I mean, for those of y'all that don't know, it's like, yes, I am a former Marine. Leave no man behind. I get that. But if you surrounded by zombies and whatnot, and there is fucking thousands of them on the horizon, I'm sorry, homie, you're on your own.
Yeah, it's time to get your feet and start running. Like, it's time to go.
I'll come back and get. I promise to come back eventually and kill your corpse and give you a proper burial. But for the time being, hey, you sat in the car for fucking 5 minutes after I was already getting the fuck out of Dodge. I told you nigga to get the fuck out of the car. You didn't get the fuck out of the car. I will holler at you later, homie.
Yeah, he took his time too.
Yeah.
I know. It's like everyone else got the fuck out of there, but y'all's boy Bob Stuckey was the only one over there saying, Ty. God damn it, what the fuck, Ty? Michonne and Daryl were like halfway to fucking into the forest by the time, you know, by the time fucking Tyrese got out of the car.
Right. And when he got the car, it's like, oh, it's over.
Sorry, Matt Knuckles.
Like, get to the forest and start running.
Right.
I'm joining the other team now, you guys. Deano sold me. I would have left him behind too.
Wait. You're gay now?
Well,
wait a second. What the fuck are you trying to say?
I thought we were having that special episode next week.
I just said he's changing teams. So
episode. No, I'm on Team Deano and Isaiah. I would have left them behind too. Besides, I prefer, as much as I love Tyrese, I prefer Darshone, the power couple.
Oh, hold on. I would have left him behind. I was just answering the question, saying yes, they did leave him prematurely.
Okay, but I'm saying now I don't think they did leave him prematurely because he did sit in the car. And you know what? If you're not moving fast enough, fuck you. I'm out.
No, I think that they left him behind too early because of the fact that they didn't, like, when the zombies were starting to surround the car, they were fucking bolting for the hills. When they could have been like, what the fuck, Tyrese? Get the fuck out of the car.
Well, it's not like they just got out of the car.
That ain't the time for a motherfucking negotiation. You got
they expect him to be gone already.
I mean, it's not like they just got out of the car. They said, all right, make a run for the forest.
This is time's a factor. Time's a factor.
It was very clear before the doors even opened. Daryl said it. Everyone else was on board. Tyrese decided to sit there and chill out for a minute. I mean, what the fuck?
Start thinking. Like, dude, stop thinking. It's time to go. It's like, time to go.
I'm thinking about it. I was like, God damn, how does the door thing work?
They needed to set the stage for Hammer Time, and for that I'm glad. So you know what? I don't give a shit about the logic. I got Hammer Time.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't know. Maybe he had child locks. You don't know.
The door was wide open.
That's also, I don't know, guys. I might be back on Knuckles and Matt's team now.
The door was wide open, by the way.
I don't know. Bob Stuckey didn't seem to have no problem getting the fuck out of his door.
Fuck Bob Stuckey. Don't you say that devil's name. Now, just like Kim and Andrea, I'm going to be the Bob Stuckey hater.
Y'all been trying to blame shit on Bob Stuckey since like the day one. It's like, there's an infection in the camp. Oh, it's Bob Stuckey's fault. Oh, two motherfuckers got killed and set on fire. Oh, that's Bob Stuckey's fault. There's a zombie apocalypse. That's Bob
Stuckey's fault. It is.
What the hell, dude? Y'all ready to blame everything on Bob fucking Stuckey? Y'all probably think
I'm
it's like, I mean,
stupid.
you know what? Yeah. The guy that hired the criminals that shot Rick and left him in the hospital paralyzed, that was Bob motherfucking Stuckey. God damn.
Bob Stuckey
I
wrote
knew
that
it.
inside.
Y'all blaming Bob Stuckey for every motherfucking thing. Y'all gotta start blaming them other shows. At this point, I'm waiting for when Todd, you do an episode when you do a blacklist discussion, and all of a sudden it's like you go up and say it's like, oh, they need to go after Bob Stuckey. Oh, it's like you got an assassin going on here. That's Bob Stuckey.
I just realized
American
that
Horror Story
James
is like,
Spader works
where
for
does
Bob
all come
Stuckey.
from? It's Bob Stuckey. Like, are you fucking with me?
You just changed this whole show for me.
Todd just loves Bob Stuckey so much.
For now on, it's like we're not doing this like Walking Dead discussion, Blacklist discussion, American Horror Story, Agents of Shield. No, Bob Stuckey is responsible for everything that happens in the fictional universe.
Bob
From here
Stuckey
on
is
in.
responsible for the ratings decline of Agents of Shield.
Yeah, damn that Bob
Okay.
Stuckey.
Let's blame the black guy.
But he really is ugly. Am I the only one who thinks that? If we can't
he's
agree that
super
he's
ugly.
evil, can we agree that he's ugly?
Yeah, I agree with that point.
Thank you. Looks like a
If
ferret.
y'all say so.
Okay,
I don't
I
know.
didn't
It's
see
like, I'm
that
sitting
coming.
here. It's like, I mean, I ain't exactly Denzel motherfucking Washington myself, so.
But he does look,
I ain't
he
gonna
does
comment.
look like a ferret, like Todd said. Like, wow, he does look like a ferret. A bald ferret. No, a bald basketball ferret.
I'm saying. You just don't like him.
But
Apparently. All right, let's kick it into wild speculation. It's like, I mean, I think we've kind of covered all of the major events of this episode. Bob Stuckey's responsible for everything. Spoiler alert.
Mhm.
But so wild speculation is like, well, before we actually go into wild speculation time, let me go ahead and set the stage again for our viewers mostly. All right, so we have we know that Carol is responsible for the deaths of Karen and whatever the fuck the dude's name was. So we know what she's capable of protecting the set. Also, something we didn't really touch on is that my boy Carl is back in the saddle, wearing the hat, doing what he got to do. Tyrese is still dead set on the hunt for responsible for what happened to Karen and old boy, and eventually he is going to find this out. Additionally, in addition to finding this out, because I don't think Rick is going to tell Tyrese for obvious reasons. When Tyrese does find out, it's a question of what he would do to Carol, and also a question of what he would do to Rick for knowing and not telling him. Go.
I got one.
Go for
And
it.
it's not wild. It's actually pretty, which for this show makes it kind of out there. And
Yeah.
that is, I think we're going to see our first post-apocalyptic court case.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
Okay, interesting.
I will have to say Rick. I mean, he has to take care of Carol. I'm just saying because if you guys look at it like this, like who would you rather have, Carol or Tyrese?
Duh,
Okay.
Tyrese.
And that's the point. Like,
Isaiah, while you're doing your thing, can I ask you, didn't in the comics Tyrese and Carol do the nasties?
right, and Carol was
Very
crazy
interesting.
when they broke up. She was
I
suicidal,
really
by the way.
love what they do. I really love what they do with this alternate timeline. I'm sorry to have interrupted you, Isaiah.
No, you're fine. And to avoid Tyrese getting really upset and pissed off at him, he kind of has to take care of Carol on behind closed doors. Like, I mean, even if they did have a court, it would still be a messy situation. And Tyrese wants blood instead of justice, so he has to take care of Carol. It's unredeemable. Sorry.
I'm gonna
And
say, go. Or you keep going.
I was gonna say one quick thing. It's like you can't come back from that. And if it was for good intentions, you still. It's like a chain reaction, pretty much like that. A bad chain reaction.
I think you can come back. I think you can come back from that, but I don't think Carol is, which is going to add to the heart-wrenchingness of when they just have to part ways. I don't think they're going to kill her. I don't think they're going to have too much of a trial. They will discuss it amongst themselves. The council will weigh it out, but I think the ultimate, yeah. No, she will be whatever the word is. She'll be recused
Tried.
from that.
Exiled.
Thanks for the spoilers, yo. Jeff from G Plus, stop watching then, yo.
Exactly.
Spoilers is kind of what we do on this show, homie.
Yeah.
I
mean, I know we're a bunch of handsome devils and all, but
Read Wikipedia.
So, Carol is going to be set out to the woods, like that other dude in the beginning of one of the original prisoners. She's going to be sent out onto her own. Maybe in the future we'll see Carol again. Probably not. I think it's going to be that kind of a sad, bittersweet story because some of us are going to think she didn't deserve it. Some of us are going to think she does because it's such a fine line of morality.
It's gray. It's very gray.
It's a totally gray area, and I like this part of the story.
Yeah, it definitely is getting interesting. There is absolutely no denying that. Anyone got anything else?
I'm thinking that when Tyrese finds out, he'll have to go through Daryl, and they're gonna clash.
Ooh.
That would be interesting.
That would be.
Wait, who was going to clash with Daryl? I'm sorry, I was reading
Tyrese.
Jeff from G Plus's comments.
No.
Tyrese, because like Daryl and Carol are kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, they do have a close association there, so yeah, if Tyrese is pitted against Carol, then
Yeah. Well, I think Tyrese might win that though. Maybe.
Daryl, he is a real moral compass on the show. I don't know that they would involve him in this situation because that would almost be like them making a stand, and I think they want it to be ambiguous.
Right. That's what says something behind closed doors. Because come on, you gotta take care of issue. You got like big as Carol. You gotta do it behind closed doors.
Agreed. Okay. Anyone else? That's some good stuff. It's like, I'll admit, it's like I actually don't have anything for this week. It's like I'm just kind of extremely curious how this is going to play out.
What do you guys think is going to happen with the isolation situation now that their plan to go get antibiotics is pretty much bust?
Isolation turns to evacuation. They need to get the fuck out because that shit's gonna outbreak.
Right, and they might come back with some medicine. I don't know, but I highly doubt it because there's no way in hell they can get back in time.
Spoiler alert, the trailer showed that apparently it showed two different camps. I think. Was Daryl in the house looking through the medicine cabinets?
No, that was Carol and Rick.
It was Carol and Rick. Okay, so then there's two teams. So I think it's going to be cured. It's got to be cured. Glenn's got it. Herschel's been spit blood all over him. I was wrong last week when I said they're going to kill someone this week because I did realize one thing. Right now, I don't think they have those kind of balls. And you know what? It wouldn't make sense to kill someone so soon. We just got back to them after being away from them for a year. We need a little more time reloving these people. So nobody's dying yet.
Well, they need to get back now before everyone else dies.
All right, well, it's like we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This has been a great discussion. Thank you all, of course, for joining. And thank all of you viewers for tuning in. You can always find us at geeksofaround.com. And, of course, youtube.com/geeksoftheround. Be sure to subscribe to that to make sure that you're not missing this or any other of our other discussions. Like we were mentioning earlier, we have Todd Brundle hosting both the Blacklist discussions and American Horror Story Coven. Matt Moore is on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We have 4 episodes per week at this point, people. Yes, please make sure you subscribe. And if you have anything for us, feel free to email us at geeksofaround@gmail.com. My name is Deanna Jackson. We'll see you next week.